Jennifer, I tell you right now, author, podcaster, very, very soon. I wanted to kind of dive deep into specifically enough this weekend
Yeah.
where you are, and also I guess the whole week, kind of really meeting people and telling people about your book. So tell how you're doing that, the best promotion possible for your book.
Best promotion possible. Well, first off, we'll give you a little bit of a little hint. So the book, and as you can see, I've got lucky because this past weekend I had two events that popped up on the same day. I had to go to Virginia Beach. The first one was the 60th reunion. That's the best way to put it, of the black belts from the martial arts group that I was in back when I was at Old Dominion University, and then when I was a trooper. So I was active about 12 years. But Dai Nippon Butoko Kai. And so my sensei came to the United States in 1968, I believe. 1974, he started teaching his martial arts for Old Dominion University and for William and Mary, and started his own home dojo as well. Hombo is what they call it. Uh, I started taking martial arts in 1982 from him, and that's where I met people that I consider my lifetime friends that I'm still very close to. So this past weekend with the 60th anniversary and like 300 plus black belts showed up, not to mention all the other ranks that came and participated. Um, it was great festivities all weekend long and just getting to see everyone. And then in addition to that, um, I had another event to go to, but I guess you got a question on
No,
martial
no,
arts.
no, no. I mean, the martial arts is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
it was.
talk about it. I mean, specifically
Yeah.
enough. Are you so you're a black, so you're really good at martial arts then?
I might have been good. It's been a long time, but I did get to what would be like provisional sandan, which is third degree black belt. And then I just got so busy and across the side of the other side of the state, 8 hours away from my dojo, and it just life moves on. You do different things, but I still have very close friends. My best friends are people that I met when I was 18, and we were in martial arts, and we clicked. We got along. One of my friends has stayed with it, and she is a very high-ranking black belt in several different parts of the martial arts, not just karate, but aikido, jiu-jitsu, uh, kendo, kempo, a little of everything. She studied a lot of it. Iaido, which is the swords, an actual live blade swords. She's traveled to Japan probably 70 times. Hanshi Baylor is her name. Hanshi is a title ranking that's very high in the Japanese martial arts. It means teacher, but it means more than that, much more than that. Uh,
Oh, no.
but like I said, I've known all these people forever, so that was a great weekend. But in addition to that, I got invited to come to the Chamberlain for a special guest speaker that they had. It was my good friend Danny Plott. He's a retired captain from the Virginia State Police. He was one of the original investigators with the Colonial Parkway murders, which was a serial killer back in the 80s. In fact, I worked a very short undercover stint on that investigation, which is in the book. And Danny was doing a guest speaking because DNA has helped solve some of those cases from
Oh,
last year. They finally released the results in 2024. He's been retired. He retired in 2013. But the guest was Joe Kenda. Joe Kenda
wow.
featured the Colonial Parkway murders on season 5, episode 1 of Homicide Hunter American Detective, which came out this past April. And as you know, and I'm very happy, Joe Kenda was nice enough to do the forward to my book. Well, Mr. Kenda and I have emailed, we have texted, we've even spoken by phone, but we finally got to meet in person this past weekend. So I had a very busy Saturday.
Oh my goodness. So a busy Saturday.
Yeah.
Wow. And when you got to sit down with him, what did you learn? Did you ask anything about how he's built his brand?
We laughed about a lot of things, and we talked about the fact that coming from our backgrounds in law enforcement, we didn't anything about AI. We're both in the learning stage of like what all this can do. Um, we do agree that people don't change. Everything is the same with people, but that the technology is certainly growing rapidly. And then we laughed a little bit about, I'm sorry, but we were laughing about marketing because it was just like, I told him, I said, before Friday, if you had Googled my name or whatever search engine, you might have found something on me. I said, but Friday I stopped and I decided I need to look and see. And I did. And there I was, like all Jennifer Clarke Eskew and Jennifer Eskew. And I was like, everything. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm thinking, I think I'm ready for this. It's a little scary, a little bit.
Especially when you would want to hide, right? Before.
I spent a long time trying not to, I didn't need people from my work world that I had arrested or had encountered uh, looking for me or getting to know who I was or where I
Yeah. Are you still scared about that? If that,
no, a friend of mine, he actually approached me and he's going, your name, it's all over the internet now. He goes, you've got to be careful. Someone could hurt you. And this is one of my black belt friends. And I was like, Jerry, I appreciate your concern. I got to tell you, Jerry, I think a lot of them are dead or they're too old to really think about coming after me anymore.
so
So
you never had any mafia cases or anything like that?
nothing on that level. And the gangs I dealt with, if they were organized back in the day, they've been
They're
so
dead now, right?
decimated over the years that their memory of who they're mad at's probably long gone. Um, I only had one person take out a contract from my death, and he's been passed away. But and that was a good hit. I mean, he offered $10,000, but nobody was willing to accept it back in the day. And so it was like, okay, but I did have to wear a ballistic vest to court and do all those sort of things and be protected and coming in and out of, back doors and basement doors. And, yeah, they believed it was a credible threat at the time.
Yeah. And so, but I mean, go figure. So you 10 years ago, would you have wanted to put yourself out here like this?
No, no. Even though my career was, I've been retired since 2018, but no, within my professional world with law enforcement, no problem. But out in the public where anybody, no, I'm not that comfortable with that.
No, thank you.
No. Well,
That
I had
sounds
a guy back in the late '90s, and I had arrested him, and he'd gone to federal prison, and my HVAC system went out on the same weekend that my parents came to visit me, and so everybody was at the house and everything was going on, and the HVAC repairman shows up at the front door, and he spoke to me by first name, and it was like, uh-oh. And he was there to fix my HVAC system. I was like, I don't think so, Stephen. I appreciate you coming out, but no, we got to talk about this again. And he's
oh my
asking me personal
God.
questions right off the bat. Oh, is this where you and your husband live? Uh,
Oh
oh,
no.
and it's like, this is not good. And he was he was a dangerous person. So that had to be worked itself out. And the U.S. Marshals had a little chat with him about never coming back to my neighborhood. Meanwhile, I talked to several of my neighbors and I was like, you have to really keep an eye if you see anybody near my house.
Yes.
Yeah. And so
Oh my gosh.
it was just one of those, you know, you don't know when someone's going to show up at your front door and be there to
That's
fix your HVAC.
scary. You
And then you
never
think,
knew.
yeah, and then you go, and I still got to get the HVAC fixed. It was, that sort of problem. And yeah, I don't, I 10 years ago, I wouldn't have done this, but now it's like, yeah, it's okay.
Well, I would be scared still. Like, I mean, and but again, because of your martial arts background,
And, well, I think the law enforcement background and some of the, um, let's see, defensive weapons that they provided me over the years, I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good about all of it. But I did have a couple of people that I've put in prison that I went back and I spoke with, and I asked them, would they be interested in sitting down and talking? And they're not. They have no interest in talking. But I got it. I mean, they had been in law enforcement. Myself and DEA and FBI had worked together and had arrested them, and they'd all gone to federal prison. So they're still not interested in talking about the corruption that they were involved in. You know,
Right.
give them a chance.
Okay. The best place people can go is where?
www. Jennifer, which is Jennifer, Clarke, Clarke, last name is Eskew, ESKEW.com. So www.jenniferclarkeskew.com. That is my webpage. You can also find me on YouTube. It's at Jennifer Eskew 958. And so if you find me there, good.